Staring at herself in the mirror on the restroom door. Voices in her head that mirror what she's heard before.
Hey beautiful people, it's the girl Shakima. I'm just stopping in for a quick reading. I say quick, but we'll see how it goes. A quick reading for my air tri babies. So that would be my Geminis, my Librans, and my Aquarian babies. Okay, so these are going to be general readings. They're not going to resonate with everyone for that reasoning. So if it doesn't resonate, do just let it dissipate. Okay, but if it does resonate, definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know how you've been able to effectively utilize the info and pretty much how it's actually worked out for you. That would be nice. You can give me some updates on the situation. Okay, if you do like my vibe, definitely be sure to join the tribe. I'd love to have you sort of come into the mix and fold of all of this awesomeness. And be sure to give me a thumbs up and be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you can be kept in the know when I do upload these awesome videos for you guys. Now, all of that awesomeness out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and dive into this Gemini season for my air tribe babies, because there's a lot to be said for this particular season for you guys. So Gemini season's from the 20th of May till roughly around about the 19th of June, and it is action-packed. Retrograde season has effectively started as of last month in April, with Pluto going retrograde last month on the 27th, just after the Scorpio full moon. So we've got a lot of energy that we're kind of like working through. Just to sort of like give you guys a little bit of an astrological scope, what we've got coming, sort of like kick-starting the Gemini season for us, we've got Saturn actually going retrograde in Aquarius as of the 23rd of May. Saturn is going retrograde in Aquarius. What can I say about that? That's actually one of you guys' signs, so you are going to get a little bit of the offset of that energy. What I mean by that is Saturn is that father figure in the astros. You know, it's that paternal energy. It's really about making sure that you do things really that are going to lay the foundations and ensure that things are being done properly. And the fact that it's actually in Aquarius. Aquarius is also ruled by Uranus, and I think somewhere during the scope of this Gemini season, Saturn and Uranus actually do square up. So I feel like, you know, from the 23rd of May, it's about prepare for the unexpected, but just know that it's going to require a lot of hard work, but the hard work will pay off. It will yield results. We're going to have to go back and have a look at the way that we're kind of like showing up in our relationships and how we're actually sort of like showing up in society as a whole, because Aquarius is our universal 11th house. And all of this, I guess, Saturn retrograde period is really asking us to go back to the drawing board and really observe how we're showing up presently. Is it really a true reflection of the changes that have occurred, that have taken place, or are we still, you know, kind of engaging in parts of ourselves that we know that we've outgrown and outlived? And if so, why are we still engaging in those parts of ourselves? What is the cause, basically, of that symptom? Another thing that I want to talk to you guys about, we've got the Sagittarius full moon, which is a lunar eclipse taking place on the 26th of May as well, literally just a few days after Saturn goes retrograde. And Sagittarius is universally our 9th house, which is pretty much just asking us to release our old philosophy. So going into the Saturn retrograde, we are being asked to let go of the old ways of believing that our reality has to basically kind of reflect us. And interestingly enough, you know, we've had the Pluto retrograde season sort of, you know, started a month ago, roughly around about this time. And it was pretty much just kind of seeing this transit, or this setup, if you will. We're saying, okay, release the subconscious blockers that are likely to impact the way that you're going to be able to see the challenges that are going to be showing up in alignment with this Saturn retrograde season that is basically setting you up for life. Maybe if you can see it a little bit clearer without all of the mind chatter, of just the way that you're observing the situation. Maybe you might be ready to release some of these things. So during the Sagittarius full moon between the 26th to the 29th, I definitely recommend going through a process of releasing some of your old ideologies and philosophies that are no longer serving you, in terms of the person that you are today, in terms of the way that you see yourself. Okay, you may need to do a lot of affirmations and work through a lot of lower vibrational beliefs about yourself, because I definitely recommend that, because we do have Mercury going retrograde in Gemini as well on the 29th of May. Okay, so that in itself is going to have a lot of issues show up in terms of your mind noise, the mind traffic. So you might have like a lot of thoughts of things that you've learned, insecurities of your shadow side coming to the surface. Have you really learned that lesson? If so, how are you implementing the things that you've learned from that lesson? These are some of the things that the Mercury retrograde season is really going to be asking you to go into another layer of awareness about how you are again showing up in society. What have you learned about yourself? Are you fully conveying that reflection of yourself externally out there in terms of how you're debuting yourself? Because we've got both Mercury and Saturn going retrograde in air signs, literally within space of a week of each other. So this is really going to be impacting our ability to communicate quite drastically whilst we're going through this ascension shift during the period of the 23rd to the 29th. So pretty much the first 10 days of Gemini season is intensely energetic, but we do kind of have a little bit of a calm down sort of taking place when Venus enters Cancer. I say a little bit of a calm down, but Venus being in Cancer gives us an opportunity to intuitively connect to our creative endeavors. It also gives us an opportunity to be able to connect to that maternal aspect of ourselves. What you may see in that kind of dynamic is a lot of maternal wounds actually being ignited again. Saturn is in retrograde. I know Saturn deals with the masculine sort of like energy in the Astros, but a lot of the, I guess, maternal wounds that we're dealing with is coming from broken women, and they were more than likely broken in ways by the disconnect with their paternal figures. So all of this is actually playing into the mixing pot and stirring the pot quite a bit, kicking off the June period of Gemini season, where we've also actually got the Gemini new moon solar eclipse on the 10th of June as well. The solar eclipse is really asking us to let go of our egoic identities. What again have we learned about our dark side? Because we're literally dealing with Gemini season here. The dark side is really the aspect of ourselves that is on review, and it's really more or less a case of how have we learned to master the dark side of ourselves, and how are we seeing it and engaging with it as it shows up in others as well. Again, retrograde season is right, guys. We do sort of like have Mars entering Leo a day after the solar eclipse as well, and you know, Mars, the god of war, entering the sign of Leo, where we're able to get a little bit more confident. Try not to be too egotistical, because that's where we'll find the balance, by the Venus being in Cancer kind of drawing us back a little bit, if we do kind of like go over or overstep the mark a bit when it comes to our egoic engagements and interactions. So yeah, that's pretty much the astrological forecast for the month or the season of Gemini season for the collective, I'd say. But definitely stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Hang in there with me. I'm going to go ahead and chop it up for you guys with some guidance. So we're going to start off with the overall energy, then we're going to go into the full-on reading space, and then we're going to close out the space with some romance guidance for you guys. Okay, my loves? If you guys are interested, I will have the extended reading up on my website as well, and the link to actually access the readings, as far as the extended readings for you guys, will be in the description box below. Okay, hang tight. Right, guys, so let's go ahead and chop it up and have a look and see what the overall energy is for my air tribe babies. So again, this will be my Geminis, my Librans, and my Aquarius babies. This is a general reading for my sun, moon, and rising babies of those tribes. So it's not going to resonate with everyone. Remember, if it doesn't resonate, do just let it dissipate. Okay, but if it does resonate, be sure to comment down below. Okay. What is the overall energy? Come on, Spirit. What is the overall energy for my air tribe babies throughout the season of Gemini? Okay, there we go. We've got the overall energy for you guys. So we've got okay, so not all of the cards are in reverse. I was premature there. So what I'm seeing is that you guys have had an imbalanced sacral chakra. So the overall energy is that you're going through a personal healing space when it comes to this imbalanced sacral chakra. What I'm seeing is that you don't necessarily have to be patient for your healing anymore, because there is this healing that's coming, that's really kind of taking place for you. It's not necessarily time during this Gemini season to personally take new action. You can follow up on some of the things that you already had in place, or some of the things that you already had in mind. But again, with Mercury being retrograde in Gemini, in air tribe, and Saturn being retrograde in Aquarius, again, an air sign, you're being asked to pretty much work on the planning aspect of your creative endeavors as well. Even in your family dynamics, there may be some things that you'd like to fix in that dynamics, but they're saying now isn't necessarily the time for you to take action. Now is more or less the time for you to kind of receive the download, so you can get more clarity from the crown chakra on how you can better master your sacral chakra into a place of abundance. Okay, where it's going to be able to kind of, you know, pay off for you guys in the long run, because right now you're not necessarily in the best place to really be thinking on new. It's more or less a case of you trying to heal what has already occurred, basically. And I hope that that's making sense to you guys. But the overall energy for you guys is that you are literally at the door to personal healing and happiness. You don't have to be patient and wait for it any longer. It is kind of happening for you at the minute. Some of you guys may feel uncomfortable with the process simply because you want to take different action, or you want to take action now. And now isn't the time for you to take action, my loves. Now is the time for you to be able to embrace your healing. And there will be a time for you to take action, I promise. Now is more the time for reflecting on what will be the best course of action to take. Okay, right, all of that awesomeness out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into it, my loves. Okay, where are my air tribe baby spirits during the Gemini season? Where do you see them as a collective during Gemini season? As clearly as you can, my air tribe babies. So this would be my Geminis, Librans, and Aquarius babies, like I mentioned. So for you guys, where you are, so this is your position during the Gemini season. Again, we definitely have recovery taking place for you guys. So the theme for you this Gemini season is recovery. You're recovering from emotional torture, mental obsession. So I'm hearing obsessive thoughts. And you are also recovering in a financial from a financial standpoint as well. The financial standpoint is, for some of you guys, it's like happening now. For others of you guys, it may take 3 to 4 weeks or months. For others of you guys, for you to really be able to kind of like see the benefit of what it is that you're navigating through right now. But where you are, let's see. So some of you have basically connected to old friends in the past, and you may be recovering with those relationships, or recovering those relationships. Others of you, I'm seeing that you are basically recovering from some of the relationships that you've had in the past, and you're finally at a place where you feel emotionally calm, even though you are literally in disbelief about some of the BS that's kind of like gone down in that space. You are at a place where you feel content. I want to say content. You feel like things are actually starting to move forward, but in order for it to really be I guess beneficial to you, you know that you may need to kind of like withdraw your energy. So in order for you to kind of like get the success, or yield the success of what this could potentially be, you're having to withdraw some of your energy from some of your relationships. And you're okay about that. You're okay about that. During this Gemini season, you're focused on how you're building the empire, and really doing some deep introspection on how you have given yourself to others, and maybe even thinking about whether or not people's intentions were genuine and sincere when they were offering you certain things as well. So you're really going back to the drawing board and reevaluating things, looking at your empire and really thinking to yourself, you know, was that the right move for me to kind of make on that particular situation? So your process, you're going through this ascension, my loves, but it seems as though you are learning more about when it is time for you to just sit, you know, sit and be still. Sit and be still is your theme as you're going through this door to personal healing. Sit and be still. It doesn't mean don't do anything. It just means like be still. You know, sometimes when your body is fragile, your mind can still be going 100 miles an hour, but your body's fragile. So you kind of have to let your body guide you. If you feel like resistance in your body to doing certain things, or hanging out with certain people, or partaking in certain tasks, listen to your body, because your body's really trying to communicate something to you. You may have a tendency to be a little bit of a yes man at the expense of yourself, and yeah, the universe wants you to know that you don't necessarily have to do that, and people figure out whatever it is that they thought that you were the only possible option for, or you thought that you were the only possible option for them. If you say no, the universe actually opens other doors for them as well. Okay. Let's have a little look and see what path am I air tribe crossing. The path that you guys are crossing is the tower moments. Okay, so you guys may have moments where it feels like you're being forced to let go of a comfortable situation, or you're being thrown literally off a building. That would be you being thrown off a building, but the building is actually going up in flames anyways, and for all you know, it's actually safer on the floor than it is staying in the burning building that's going down. So there may be a lot of quick changes and quick turnarounds in terms of the way that you have been planting your seeds. So you thought that things were going to go one direction with your soulmate, your soul family, your soul tribe, and you're realizing that during the recovery process, you're actually aligning with a completely different tribe that far exceeds any of your own personal expectations. So what I'm seeing for you guys is that the Emperor is at a place where his castle is under construction. Basically, your castle's under construction, your foundations are being relayed. You are literally, for some of you guys, this tower moment may even show up as you kind of having an outburst, just kind of being sick and tired, and you just had enough. And that is the thing that kind of like cuts certain ties with certain situations or relationships. But again, it may not necessarily be the best way to do things, and those are some of the things that you'll contemplate on, I guess, throughout the Gemini season. But some of these things are inevitable. Okay, the tower moment had to happen because that's the path that you're on. How it happens, that's up to you, my loves. What is going on in the subconscious mind for my air tribes as they navigate through this Gemini season? As clearly as you can. Okay, so in the subconscious mind, you guys are dealing with Queen of Swords energy. So career is the main thing in focus. You are mainly focused on really just kind of putting some of your thoughts into perspective. You're quite sharp, you're very intelligent, and you can be quite intellectual. You're focusing on your strengths, and learning how to be a little bit more dependent on yourself in terms of some of these ideas. You're learning about how you can just be a little bit more resourceful, basically, with your own personal skill sets. I see you kind of withdrawing, basically, more so than actually like engaging with others. I see you kind of having second thoughts, and maybe even regrets about some of the people that you've aligned with. So where you are right now, there's just this sudden change that is taking place where you're getting this eureka moment where it's like, you know what? F it. Like, I can actually do this shit by myself anyways. And it could actually even turn out as I imagined it, or even better, because you're realizing that you're actually all you need to be able to fulfill this destiny, or these goals that you had, basically. You may find yourself being mentally restless from time to time due to the lack of success on the short-term scope. So it may feel as though you're trying so hard, but things aren't having a quick enough turnaround for you. And you may feel as though like the heartbreak just won't go away, and you feel stuck in it. And you may even be feeling a little bit depressed from time to time, but I can see that you're releasing it. You know, you're releasing it and getting to a place where you can actually see your strength in the situation. And you know, a lot of the times when we're in the vibration or the spirit of depression, it's because we've got a lot of pressure on ourselves. So you're kind of lightening your load and taking some of the pressure off yourself with the decisions that you're making. Okay. What is in the conscious mind for my air tribe as they're navigating through this Gemini season? Okay, you guys have got a lot going on, so let's have a little look for you. Conscious mind. You've got two cards, well, two lots of cards telling a story for you. In the conscious mind, let's see, my loves. Right. So in the subconscious mind, you're focused on pretty much all of the plans and getting a little bit more clearer in terms of your career goals. In the conscious mind, you're figuring out some of the subconscious patterns that you are kind of like seeing, some of maybe your personal fears and anxiety that you have surrounding team situations, surrounding situations that even involves anybody else outside of yourself. You may even be a little bit hesitant about certain team dynamics or situations because you feel like it's going to be a lot of work, a lot more work than you may be even prepared to give at this point. I can see that you're kind of at a place where you are almost avoiding some, how can I put it? You're being moody, basically. I can't put it any other way. So in the conscious mind, you're the one being moody, or you're experiencing moodiness, or these emotional erratic shifts in terms of like team dynamics where it's at least three people or more. So even if there's two people, there may be the energetic pull of somebody else or the emotional tide of somebody else that is affecting the dynamics of the situation. And it's kind of like really diving into your subconscious fears and anxieties, basically, more so than anything else. But it seems as though yeah, you're kind of hesitant and a little bit paranoid and withdrawing yourself from spaces that pretty much are emotionally volatile. That's pretty much your tactic by the looks of it. You're removing yourself from anything where it seems as though it's not clear. There's a lot of indecisions. Even when you remove yourself, you're questioning yourself. Like I said, there'll still be a lot of questions as to whether or not you made the right decisions. But what I'm seeing is that you're going through a turning point and you're learning how to juggle everything and bring balance into your experience, bring balance into your how you're creating your dynamics, bring balance to your broken home wounds and situations, basically. And you've been hopeless at times, and you're going through a turning point. You're going through a turning point where you can get to a place where you're hopeful about the outcome of the situation again. But right now, you are having to make really tough decisions that are leaving you a little bit indecisive. And yeah, as you're making those decisions, you will be met with other people's opinions or emotional, I guess, ties and manipulation, as you're navigating through, just basically trying your best to work through some of the challenges of these team dynamics. Okay, so some people may be emotionally unaccountable for themselves, and you might have to do a little bit more work in the relationship, and you're paranoid as to whether or not you even want to keep moving in that direction, because from the looks of it, it seems like you're already fragile yourself and you're already emotionally spent. So just be mindful how you choose to engage in those situations. Don't take on too much, and communicate as best as you can what's going on beneath the surface. Okay, my loves? Because we've got the retrogrades taking place in Gemini and Aquarius for the month of May, sort of like kickstarting the start of Gemini season for you guys. So I feel like a lot of this energy is like, we're going to deal with I guess the negatives of it initially, starting off Gemini season, only to end up with more of the positives. So even though you don't know how it's going to sort of pan out, just kind of trust the process. Try not to make any hasty decisions. If you are removing yourself, be clear in your communication, and be clear as to why it is that you feel that you need to remove yourself and you're taking this time for your recovery. What is it that you're recovering from? What is it that isn't working for you in terms of the relationship dynamics at the minute? Okay. Right. What is the outcome for my air tribe for this Gemini season? As clearly as you can, Spirit. What is the outcome for my air tribe babies for this Gemini season? As clearly as you can. Okay. Awesome stuff. So the outcome is the Six of Wands energy. Okay, guys. So I guess this is your season. Somewhat, I mean, Gemini season, that's one of the air tribes. So you guys are going to get some public recognition. You will be able to be seen and recognized. A lot of you, as you're getting this recognition, you're a little bit confused as to why. why you're getting the recognition. For others of you guys, you're sure as to, you know, the work that you've put in, why people are recognizing it now, why they need to recognize it sooner rather than later. And you're really at that point where you are aware of the transition that you've made, and you're no longer at a place of confusion. You're no longer at a place of just being curious about things. You're at a place where you can actually steer gate how things are moving, kind of getting this recognition from his peers, getting this recognition from the public outside of himself, seeing the hard work that he's kind of endured and put in. So you may be kind of getting some recognition at the end of this as you cut people off, basically, and you are forced to do a lot of this stuff on your own. They may even realize that, you know what, they were capable without me all along. So yeah, that part, guys. Let's go ahead and close out the space for you guys with the romance guidance, to just have a little sort of check-in to see what's sort of occurring for you guys during this Gemini season. What we're going to do, we're going to have a look and see the romance guidance for my single, taken, and those air tri babies who are in complicated situationships. I don't judge, so we're gonna have a look and see what is your romance guidance as well, because snap, we all need love however it comes, right? So let's have a little look. What is the overall romance guidance for my air tri babies who are single? What do you advise them, my air tri babies who are single? As clearly as you can, please. What is the overall romance guidance for my air tri babies who are single? Okay, so for you guys, what you need to know is that religious factors are actually the main thing that is that's the area that you're working on during this Gemini season. Gemini is a great teacher of all forms, you know, things that is unseen and things that are obviously manifested into reality as well. I guess the overall romance guidance for you is to trust that your love life is being influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path, because those things are important to you. So it's really about staying true to your values and staying true to your own personal beliefs, and really kind of knowing that even though you're single right now, because of some of the, I guess, some of the things on your list, in terms of what you're asking God, the universe, the gods, whoever it is that you're kind of like praying to and putting your prayers and duas out to, you're literally there and you're asking for these things, and God wants you to know that you can trust the process, have faith in it, you know. There's somebody that is equally yoked to you that will be able to kind of let you know that you do deserve love, and it's not something where you're firing shots and it's just going to land nowhere and it's going to be like a blank shot. Like, that's not the case at all. God actually really wants you to know that you are being supported in the process of this. You do deserve to have love in the way that you can really experience the passion of somebody that makes you feel passionate about them, and love yourself even more in the process, you know. So yeah, religious factors are impacting your romance life, but you just kind of have to trust that that's the right thing for you, and you know why that's the right thing for you. Only you know. Okay, what is the overall romance guidance for my air tri babies who are taken for this Gemini season? What do you... Okay, so for those of you guys who are taken, you are at a place of releasing the separation. So you guys may be coming back together due to codependency. So maybe you guys are, you know, a little bit codependent in your relationship. Are you there out of habit? Are you there out of familiarity? Are you there because you genuinely can see that you can grow with this person, and, you know, outside of everything else that you guys are navigating through, it's something that you're willing to work through? Better the devil you know type thing. But codependency is really being, I guess, reevaluated for you during the process of this Gemini season. That's the romance guidance for you guys. You're releasing the separation. For some of you guys, this may see you pick up back on old habits as well. Old addictions may come back up. Old traumas may be, I guess, ignited in the process of this particular season, this Gemini season. I don't necessarily think that this is a case of you guys getting to know each other on a deeper level, is what they're saying. If anything, this is you guys kind of falling back into what you're used to. This is kind of you guys getting comfortable or being comfortable with where you guys are. And kind of like staying there. There's not really much kind of like ascension taking place in terms of your romantic relationship at the minute, but that's because you guys need to work on your codependent habitual natures. Some of you guys can have a tendency to self-soothe. Are you addicted to this person? If not the person, are you addicted to the patterns that this person brings into your life? If so, what patterns are you addicted to? Do you feel as though you still want to engage in those types of cycles? If not, what are some of the things that you can do to disrupt the pattern? These are some of the questions that you need to ask for this Gemini season, because it seems as though you guys, my loves, are not in separation, but this codependency is being reevaluated because there's nothing new coming to the surface of it. And in order for you to really be able to reignite the passion and flame in the relationship, you may have to go deeper. Okay, closing out the space, guys. What is the overall romance guidance for my air tribe babies who are in complicated situationships? And that has fallen on the floor. Bear with me, guys. I'll just go and grab that. Okay, my love, so we've got love yourself first. We've got love yourself first, okay? So at the bottom of the deck, we've got let your friends help you. Love yourself first. A lot of the times, you know, we want to get into relationships with people and we want them to love us in ways that we're not even comfortable with loving ourselves just yet. And I think that spirit is asking you to go back to the drawing board. Are you asking more of this person than you're already given to yourself? And if so, why do you feel like it's okay for you to ask of somebody something that you're not necessarily willing to give to yourself? Yeah, let your friends help you to really understand a little bit more about how you can love yourself better, why you are actually deserving of love, and really kind of like speaking more about your self-respect. Like, are you putting up with situations that is kind of abusing yourself and utilizing other people to display emotional violence, behaviors of emotional violence towards yourself? Or are you kind of at a place where your self-respect is greatly reflecting how you genuinely feel about yourself, your self-love, your self-esteem, your self-confidence? You know that you're an attractive person inside and outside, and you are attracting the right person into your orbit at all times. You know, really understanding what it is that you love about yourself and why you love those things about yourself is going to be very, very key and beneficial to you, I guess. But your friends are there to help you because the situation is deeper. If any of you guys are experiencing separation with your complicated situationship, that's because you may be kind of disrespecting yourself on certain levels with the situation, and spirit needs for you to really learn how to love yourself better than that, so that you can raise your expectations. And even if this is the person for you, they can actually elevate their vibration as well to meet your expectations somewhere in the middle, because it's not going to be an easy task. It's not going to be an overnight success. But yeah, your friends will also be able to help you if you're willing to ask for advice, guidance, and support. They are willing to help. Okay, my loves. That's pretty much everything from me, guys. I am going to go ahead with the extended reading for you guys and actually pull a card for each of the different transits as far as guidance for you guys. So we'll go through Mercury retrograde, Saturn retrograde, the full moon, the new moon, and all of the, I guess, the other planetary changes that will be taking place in Venus and Mars, because those are going to be affecting our romantic life as well. So we are going through a romantic shift during this Gemini season. It will be awesome to kind of see what guidance we can get from these awesome cards. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely be sure to check out the link in the description box below, where you can get access to the extended readings via my website. On that note, my loves, I'm gonna love you and leave it there for you guys. If you like my vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe, subscribe. Okay, definitely be sure to give me a thumbs up if you felt like the information was useful for you, and be sure to comment down below and let me know how you've been able to effectively utilize the info. Okay, my loves, I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, namaste. God bless.
They said to hold her back, they never seem to leave her head and tend to keep her mind at war. All the things I said